They've come out of the cold rain to pack Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh for a matchup of two of the top teams in the ACC. North Carolina State taking on 9th-ranked Louisville. Great to have you with us here at K-Yow Court. Alongside Debbie Antonelli, I'm Eric Freed. We are ready to go in front of a sold-out crowd here at Reynolds Coliseum. Opening tip is controlled by NC State in the home white.
Both teams predominantly man-to-man defense, and their ball screen coverage is mostly under and jam and go under for NC State.
Here's Zam Jones.
Zam Jones would be the exception to the rule for Louisville. She's the only player that Louisville will go over on a ball screen.
Zoe Brooks trying to find some room, and she gets fouled.
Efficiency and execution, both coaches point to, and then transition. I don't think we're going to get as many breakouts in transition.
One thing that jumped out to the two of us is there are many more similarities than differences.
And especially the guard package that Jeff Walls has on the road. He calls NC State's guards elite. This is going to be really fun to watch all afternoon.
See the starting five for this Louisville team. Siegler is the leading rebounder. Hardy making her 12th start. Siegler looking to post up Samuels on the inside. 8 on the shot clock. Siegler goes to work, finds an opening, just wouldn't drop, but there is Hardy getting on the glass for the putback.
Jacked up, the band is huge. Louisville is ready for the challenge. NC State is prepared as well. It's just a fun environment for college basketball.
Drive to the basket and one. Zam Jones chance for a three-point play.
Did see dunk in warm-ups. This is an athletic Louisville team, and you're going to have a really good pressure package, including going off the bounce to get to the rim.
Ziegler looking for Hardy on the post-up inside. There's Wes Moore, 13th season as the NC State head coach. Jeff Walls now in his 19th season, believe it or not, at Louisville. 17 wins this season. They've won 10 in a row since that 2-point loss to South Carolina. Great start for Zam Jones, rattles into three. Made 6 threes on 10 attempts against Wake Forest on Thursday.
That's the way she plays the game. She's ready to make the next play.
Mackenly Randolph. She'll try it from deep and get it to drop. Sophomore from Los Angeles went for 10 points, 7 boards at Notre Dame. On the pull-up, Zam Jones. A slow, steady build year after year as the season goes along for a Westmore team.
And both these teams get better as the season goes on, and they both play a challenging non-conference schedule.
Imari Berry comes off the bench, and she doesn't waste any time, like running down the floor a couple of times, maybe getting a touch.
And she has accepted her role coming off the bench this year.
Samuels will try from deep and drops it in.
How about the shot making of both teams early?
Berry. Kick to the corner, three-pointer on the way. That won't drop. Hardy's been active on the inside. Couldn't get the pullback, and Samuels has the rebound. Pierre showing the range and dropping it down for her first 2. Against the Louisville team, giving up on average 59 points a game and holding teams to 38% shooting. Nice little move, but it won't drop for Louisville. And a rebound for NC State. Crowd gets a little louder as Samuels has it in the front court. Whistle and a foul. You haven't seen NC State play. You can see that blue eyebrow in tribute to her grandma.
Doing a nice job of getting to the paint to draw help and draw a foul.
Went on to win it 95-77. NC State, no slow start here today against Louisville. Up by 8. Cards have cooled off a bit after a 4-for-8 start. They've missed their last 4 field goal attempts. Put an end to that with Taj Roberts.
And according to Synergy, Jeff Walls is 99% on ATOs, which is after timeouts. Sure, you play good D without fouling, critical for both.
Both teams committed just 8 turnovers in their most recent game. Zam Jones dials up another 3.
And she's going to let you know about it, too.
Rolling to the basket. Good catch and the finish by Laura Siegler.
That is a great read by Roberts because Trieger comes way out on a high hard hedge and nobody covers the backside. You go two-man naked game. I bet Jeff Walsh goes right back to that same set. Excellent work.
Sorry, Deb. Siegler averaging just under 11 points a game. NC State goes to the inside. Louisville comes in 5th in Division I in total rebounds per game. Can't make the most out of this second and third chance, although they're not done yet. Samuels holds on to it, though, for the Wolfpack. Brooks defended by Scott.
So you try to get something in transition, it doesn't work, and you got to run something.
Scott got a hand in there to knock it away. Third turn for the Wolfpack, and Raina Scott coming off a career-high 20 against Notre Dame. Brooks. Jones shut off by Scott. Feed on the inside, fight for it, and Pierre wins the battle. A foul called on Skylar Jones. First personal foul on Skylar Jones. Reagan Beers and 13th ranked Oklahoma LSU. Coming off the win against Texas a week ago. They've won 2 in a row. Oklahoma has lost 2 in a row. Coming up when we're done here in Raleigh.
LSU averages 100 points. Oklahoma averages 90. We think we're seeing offense here. Wait till the next game.
Final seconds of the first quarter. Here's Berry with 7. 4 seconds to go. Here's Roberts. Roberts lets loose and can't hit it, and that will do it for the first quarter. An excellent quarter for the home team, NC State.
Louisville is 5-3 against Quad 1. They have the most wins in the ACC, and keep in mind, Connecticut has 5 Quad 1 wins, just to put it in context.
It's also not too early to hear from Charlie Cream. He'll be out of his bracketology bunker. Usually he would come out around Punxsutawney Phil time, but he comes out earlier and earlier. Every year you'll hear from Charlie at halftime. Questions that you'd like Debbie to bring up at that meeting, send it to her. Louisville gets on the floor. They get a basket. They get a steal. And here comes Berry flipping it up. Offensive foul. No basket. 4 of the Wolfpack played the full 10 minutes in the first quarter. Brooks sticks with it on the glass. Still after it. And finally, it's a foul called. Louisville so far 0 for 5 from outside the three-point line. Jones takes it to the basket for 2.
Really nice take off the bounce. See, you need a basket, you need to run something for Zam Jones right here. She's had the hot hand.
Guarded by Raina Scott, who's got her hands in on things defensively a couple times. Cox for 3. Maddie Cox now 10 for 27 beyond the arc this season. Berry, Samuels out defensively. Randolph, that won't drop. Siegler kept it alive, and Louisville once again getting on the glass. And the team's getting on the floor. Won by NC State. Samuels sets for 3. Wild shot in the finish by Imari Berry to quiet the crowd.
She's trending like a first-team All-ACC guard as well.
They get the hat trick. Keeps that up. Pierre was good with the left hand. But down by 11. Shot clock at 4. I don't know if Berry realizes it. Now she does. Stuck with it for 2.
Look at the athleticism.
She'll run the show with Brooks on the bench with the 2 fouls. Jones has it knocked away. Another good defensive play by Raina Scott. Siegler inside. Another couple of paint points for Louisville. Hardy's got 6.
Q Samuels doing a really good job on the glass.
Transition 3. Samuels on the offensive glass. And a second chance here for NC State. Pierre. Louisville Louisville was down 9 after 1. The deficit right now 7. Zoe Brooks been on the bench with 2 fouls for NC State.
Q Samuels having a really good run right here, rebounding and defending.
Randolph leans in, can't get it. And a trip to the free throw line coming for the Cards.
Scoring 10 points was a pretty good number for her. And because she impacts the game in other ways that don't show up in the stat sheet, and she's a tremendous teammate.
C.J. Stroud and the Texans in Foxborough to take on Drake May and the Patriots. 2:45 Eastern today, ABC, ESPN Deportes, and also NC State shooting 25% in this quarter. They've missed their last 5 field goal attempts. And a foul's going to be called on Louisville.
We were here this morning for a shoot-around for NC State at 8 o'clock, Eric. They shot a lot of free throws. They went through their situations, and you almost had a feeling that Westmore knew it was going to come down to the very end because of what they were working on late.
Couple of free throws missed, though. Cutting to the baskets. Count it, and the foul. A chance for a three-point play. Siegler rolls to the hoop, gets the finish. What was an 11-point lead is now down to 4 in the final minutes of the first half.
Well,
Shot clock off, offensive possession.
Right, exactly. 1 possession of offense.
3-point play. Great matchup here. Brooks and Berry. Berry took a peek at the clock. Looking for the screen. Brooks looks at the clock. Now down to 7. Behind the back, Brooks. Hesitation, Brooks. Floater, Brooks.
Assist Westmore. 1 possession to end the half. That's how important each possession is. It's all about the guards, Eric.
So Berry comes off the bench again. Louisville, excellent bench scoring, 36 points a game off the bench. Zam Jones, all 11 of her points came in the first quarter. She was 0 for 1 from the field in the second quarter. So Louisville tried to take her out of play. Remember, Zoe Brooks picked up that second personal foul with 8:54 to go in the second quarter. She came on in that final minute to get the final field goal of the half, giving NC State the 5-point lead. Trying to pick up where she left off, could not, and a rebound for the Cardinals. How about adjustments, Debbie Antonelli? First for Louisville.
Louisville's got to get to the free throw line. I think that's going to be important for them to put pressure on the rim, and there are ways they can do it like this right here, getting to the paint. Part of the reason why they're in this game right now is because they've scored 24 of their 28 in the paint.
Helping Jeff Walls' team hang around here because it's been a cold shooting day, 0 for 7 from beyond the arc.
And for NC State, they've got to be better on the defensive glass. They've got to guard the ball better so that Louisville doesn't get in the paint and put pressure on their rotations.
Imari Berry getting the start in the second half for the Cardinals.
Well, she earned it.
Jones looking for an opening, 2 on the shot clock. Has to heave from deep, caught iron. That's going to head out of play. Good job defensively by Imari Berry. Louisville had an 8-0 run in the second quarter. They got it to a 3-point game before Brooks hit that late basket. They're within 3, a minute and a half into the second half.
And Zoe Brooks does a good job going under all that action. What a catch.
And a finish.
See if they can get Camille Pierre going. She only has 1 rebound in the first half.
A beautiful feed by Brooks on the cut to the basket. First point since the first quarter for Zam Jones. She has 13. Roberts deep 3. Louisville continues to be ice cold from beyond the arc. Now 0 for 8 on 3-point attempts. NC State basketball. They did whistle a foul on Imari Berry in that sequence step, so that's 2 personals on Berry. Pierre. Jones launches for 3 and gets it. Thought she was fouled. Zam Jones. Randolph. Offensive rebound number 4 for Imari Berry. That 3 is off the mark. Brooks has it. Brooks got a great handle, comes away with it, and is bumped by Randolph. Foul on the Cardinals. Look at the three-point numbers, Debbie. 5 for 10 for NC State, 0 for 10 for Louisville. Louisville makes, on average, 8 threes a game. It's a big part of what they do. Brooks, wide open look. 4-3. NC State better than 50% from beyond the arc today. And the Cards 0 for 10 shooting threes. Out of the timeout.
You know, I spoke to Taj Roberts, and she says that's one of her favorite parts of playing for Coach Walls is what is he going to draw up on timeouts and situational offense. Louisville that time looks like they go with a high, hard hedge off their ball screen coverage.
Here's Pierre. Been quiet today on the turnaround for 2. By quiet, she's into double figures with 10. But she and her teammates have been making shots, and now...
That is 6 turnovers for Louisville, and unfortunately for Raina Scott, she has 5 of them.
5 assists and 6 turnovers for Louisville. That's not a ratio you see very often with the Cards. And NC State continues to fill it up. Here's Roberts. Just 2 points for Roberts. Roberts got a hand in there as Samuels had it. Tie up, jump ball, possession arrow. Will give it to NC State.
Miami, looking forward to that game tomorrow night. What a story it's been in college football with Indiana and Miami. 10 seed, Eric.
Breakdown defensively out of the timeout by Louisville. You do not see that too often. NC State picking the Cards apart right now. Randolph almost turned it over, held onto it as Jones was cutting. Nifty move by Jones.
What a move.
And Trigger gets called for the foul.
Okay, so Louisville's got to find a way here to speed up the game.
These are attempts 4 and 5 for Jeff Walls' team today. Have to settle for 1 or 2. Another rebound for Samuels.
She's all over the glass. We pointed it out in the first half. Westmore had a conversation with Samuels and told her to play like you did aggressively in high school. Play like you did aggressively when you helped UConn to a national championship. That's what NC State needs, and she's been delivering the last couple games.
Pierre couldn't get it. Trigger touched it last of the Louisville basketball. 5 quad 1 wins for Louisville. They have been battle tested. They have passed so many tests this year, are now facing one of their toughest ones right now. Down by 12, 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Berry.
Oh, what a scoop. Beautifully done.
Through the hands of Brooks. Looks like she took her eye off the ball. That's just the second turnover this quarter for NC State. Jones couldn't get it, showed a little frustration after it wouldn't drop.
Here's a trap. Now you got numbers.
Brooks with that handle. Tough to take it away from her. Pierre on the offensive glass gets fouled. Averaging 3.5 offensive rebounds a game, 12 overall.
Eric, Louisville has 16 offensive rebounds, and that was a totally different pace of game, too. A lot more opportunities to offensive rebound in that one.
Sam Jones comes back in as Trigger sits down as well.
She's got the point guard responsibilities now.
Pierre, by the way, with 15 points after making 1 of 2, 7 in the third quarter. 90 seconds to go in the third. Roberts. Foul is going to be called.
Being a veteran move right here, giving her a second.
So here's Roberts, held in check today by this NC State defense. She's 1 for 8 from the field. Now with 3 points after making that free throw. As you all know, it's going to take a lot more than rolling an ankle to have somebody not take free throws. Here's the pressure from Louisville in the backcourt. Pierre up the sideline. Danger zone right there.
Change of possession, shot clock changes, and Q Samuels to the rim.
Samuels a little too strong. Berry goes into the trigger zone and knocks over. So if someone wearing black, yes. Someone wearing white, maybe you think about it. So it's NC State basketball. Beautiful feed with the left hand. The finish by Pierre. The assist to Sam Jones.
2-for-1 opportunity for Louisville.
Berry goes quickly and delivers again.
She gets to the elbow. That's money. She is really good in the mid-range for Louisville.
And traveling violation. Berry was there defensively.
Imari Berry gets a piece. That's good defense. Back-to-back plays for Berry.
And she delivers the first made three after 11 misses. They were down by 13, 47-34. And right now it's a 6-point game. Jones is shut off. Picked up by Skylar Jones. Berry. Shot clock is off. Game clock down to 8.
They're going to bring a screen to her.
Berry wants it, and Louisville wants Berry to take it. Down to 2. The launch for 3. What a finish to the corner by the Cardinals.
Louisville Cardinals on an 8-0 run to close the quarter. Imari Berry makes 4 plays in a row to get him to 1 possession.
Remember, against North Carolina, she hit a free throw with 4/10 left to force OT, made winning plays down the stretch. Miami, 11 of her 16 in that game came in the 4th. She has been a big-time performer, but she's not alone right now. Raina Scott. Camille Pierre has hit the last 9 points for NC State. Jones on the turnaround, too strong. And a rebound for Louisville. This time Belolu pulls it in, and she'll bring it across half court. Hand it off to who else but the sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Hedge and go under on Berry. Even though she's hit 2 threes, she's more dangerous getting in the paint.
Jones with a crossover to take. Louisville has their first lead of the night and a chance to add to it at the line.
So Jeff Walls puts the players on the floor right here that can go make a play. Without Taj Roberts, Westmore runs something for her to get her the basketball.
Jones on the cut, and the foul is called.
And it's 2 free throws for Sam Jones because she did not make the basket.
So Jones at the free throw line, 74% on the season, 1 for 1 today. Jones scored 11 in the first quarter, did not score in the second quarter. You get this March vibe for mid-January matchups. Berry, no. Trieger couldn't hold on to it. Louisville basketball. Wouldn't you? Season high 20 points for Berry, 1 off her career high.
I mean, come on, nobody touched her. She cuts freely to the basket. You got to be a little more physical on that play defensively for NC State.
So it is now a new career high for the sophomore who averaged 5 points a game last year. Tonight it's Imari Berry's night. Last game it was Raina Scott's game. There is just great unselfishness for this Louisville team. NC State fighting back, getting the bucket from Trigger. We're tied at 54. Pierre there on the switch defensively. Roberts wants to go one-on-one. Finds Randolph. Randolph, blocking foul is called. Will they count the basket? Yes, they will. Count it. A chance for a 3-point play. And back behind the curtain, so a little extra attention needed for Zam Jones. That's big for NC State.
Got to make a good choice right here for NC State.
Pierre trying to post up on Randolph.
And she dribbles away from the post up.
Brooks on the pull-up. Roberts. Pierre and Brooks there for the rebound. Brooks wants to go in transition with the push. Pierre, quick first step to the basket. Zoe Brooks limping back across half court. She's not 100% right now. Scott wide open for 3. Randolph, the rebound, the tip. Jones sets and launches and gets it. Pierre Remember, Zam Jones off the court for treatment. Now another turnover. Flipped ahead for Jones. Jones leads in for 2 more.
NC State does not look organized on the offensive end.
Trigger on the run. Offensive foul, no basket. Wes Moore wants a report. I can play.
Yeah, put me in, coach. 19 offensive rebounds.
Scott out of the timeout. Louisville adds to their lead.
Jam and go under. That's the ball screen coverage. NC State's been playing all game, and Louisville makes the play.
It's a 19-point turnaround for the 9th-ranked Cardinals. Brooks.
Switch.
Post up inside. Siegler on Brooks. Brooks trying to push her off and gets called for the foul. How tough is this for Zam Jones to be thrown back into the court? You've got a mask on right now.
Forget about it, man. It's winning time.
There's Zoe Brooks. Brooks will head to the free throw line.
Brooks is so good.
Fouls on Siegler, her second personal. And Brooks makes the first. Pre-game coverage all day, and we have it covered for the big game on every platform. This is a pretty big one when it comes to women's hoop nationally, let alone in the ACC, and it's been a good one. Louisville and NC State. NC State, 1 loss in conference play. Louisville with Duke, undefeated in ACC play. Zoe Brooks with the steal, behind the back, reverses it up with the finish.
The steal. And the creative, I just finished telling you what she can do with her body at the rim. Look at this finish. Zoe Brooks finishes at better than 50% at the rim, and on the inbound pass, Camille Pierre picked up a foul.
So the foul on Pierre, sending Randolph to the free throw line. Second foul on Pierre, 1 of 2 at the line, and Pierre's got the rebound. NC State looking to run off the miss, and here's Brooks. Pierre on the trail. Tough shots off the mark. Into the hands of Scott. Great position. Skylar Jones got to the spot.
Look for the backdoor cut.
Jones. Tipped away by Berry. Jones launches. For 3. We're tied. Berry. Louisville back in front.
Toughness definitely a factor right now for both teams. Finishing a factor.
Inside of 2 to play. Pierre on the post up. Spins it in for 2 more. 20 for Jones. Berry with 24 to lead Louisville. Contact. Offensive foul. Second personal on Istanbuloglu. 90 seconds to go in the 4th. Good dish. Brooks. Pierre the finish. And the foul. 5th assist for Zoe Brooks, 17 for NC State as the team, and Pierre finishes the 3-point play. Pierre with the rebound. NC State with possession, a 3-point lead with 1 minute to play.
Louisville needs to stop. We got to guard the ball really well right here. Not gamble. And get a rebound.
Cleared out for Brooks. Brooks with the hesitation. Hangs in the air. Won't drop, but she was fouled.
And so far they've made really good decisions Jones late. And Louisville has timeouts to advance the basketball. Remember how good Jeff Walls is on an ATO.
How good has Zoe Brooks been getting ready for a shootout at Oklahoma?
Zam Jones on Berry.
Thrown over the top to Randolph. Berry's got to look for three. And she hits.
That's the play they ran against South Carolina, except for they didn't make the triple.
Every tenth of a second matters. 41.1. NC State with the ball and the lead. Pierre back to Brooks.
Louisville in a zone. First time we've seen it.
Jones gets it back to Brooks. Plenty of time on the shot clock as NC State works some clock.
That uphill pass. Whoa.
Knocked away, picked up again by Brooks. Lunin for three. That's sharp offensive rebound for NC State. No need to go back up with it, but Brooks did. Battle for the basketball. Picked up by Berry. Foul called on NC State. Berry at the free throw line, 86% on the season. First free throw today. You know it's going to be perfect. And again, that's 4 on Zam Jones.
NC State with timeouts to advance the ball.
Berry, clutch at the line.
Like Zoe Brooks, who just made some. She's actually the best free throw shooter on the floor right now for NC State.
Brooks comes to the ball. She's got it. Here we go. Tie game at 74. 8 seconds to go. Brooks back to Jones with 5. Jones on the drive. Throws it up. No good. Rebound. Louisville. Timeout called by the Cardinals.
Trieger needs to stay at the rim.
NC State with 1 timeout remaining. Louisville out of timeouts. Here we go again. Raina Scott. Berry's got it. Fumbled the basketball. Lost it out of bounds. It's NC State ball. They can take a timeout and advance into the front court. So much contested right from the start. Here we go.
Hardy on the ball. To Pierre on the back side.
They look for the lob. It's tipped, and we will have overtime here in Raleigh.
So fitting that these two teams and both coaches right now, Jeff and Wes, looking at each other and
they look so
laughing.
Stressed out.
Yeah, well, they both know that there's counter and there's counter punch, and that's what they've been doing all game. We saw that one possession of zone, and it impacted the game for Jeff Walls.
First possession of OT belongs to NC State's. 3-pointer off the mark from Zam Jones.
I'd like to see NC State play through Camille Pierre a little bit more here.
Berry on the pull-up.
Check the screen, drive baseline, re-screen, fill behind, and shoot the three, and Louisville defended it well.
Pierre got her defender in the air and gets the contact from this down below.
And I say Hardy because she's such an incredible athlete. Jeff Walls has used her sparingly, but has used her well in situations. Back to a one-point game. 25 for Pierre. Tough shot, ill-advised. NC State's got a chance to take the lead. Trieger. Pierre with the pass fake. The drive lost the handle. Good hands by Scott.
Berry. Scott on the offensive end.
Oh, they missed a mismatch inside.
They get an open look for three from Randolph. 4-point lead for Louisville. Remember, the Cardinals missed their first 11 three-point attempts. Brooks, tough shot, no. Pierre with the offensive rebound. Lunin, the leaner for 2.
Nice use of the glass. When you get contact, it helps you absorb it by putting it on the board.
First points for Lunin. Head of steam to the basket for Randolph.
Not a lot of whistles in OT, Eric.
Brooks Fight for it. Pierre kept it alive. We play on.
NC State needs to guard the ball right here. And you see fatigue starting to play a role on both sides.
Berry. Wide open look. That three won't drop. Pierre's got the rebound and she wants to run. Pierre hacked at by Scott from behind. 1:15 to go in OT. One of two.
See if NC State's going to pick up a little bit right here.
Pierre matches their season high with 26. One possession game. Louisville with the ball and the lead. Reynolds crowd trying to rally NC State on defense.
Jones gets through that stagger.
Berry on the crossover. Gets two more. Final minute of OT. Jones. Good dish to Pierre. Couldn't finish. Trigger couldn't clean it up. Battle for the loose ball. Won by who else?
Foul.
But by Imari Berry, and there's the foul. 12 rebounds, 6 offensive boards, and 3 steals for Imari Berry. Right now, the spotlight on Raina Scott, the senior from New York City. Perfect. One of two, but the ball is free. Possession arrow is for Louisville, and they will have it. Here's Randolph. Back out for Scott. NC State looking to play some defense here. Instead of fouling, Louisville playing keep away. And now Trigger fouled. Then Berry with the 2 free throws with 10 seconds left made it 74 all to send it to overtime. Jones with 1 more. We will get you to Norman for LSU and the Sooners when we're done here in overtime in Raleigh. Brooks. Looks like a foul by Skylar Jones. It is. Brooks to the line. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. There's 2. Here's the pressure. Louisville does have a timeout. They don't need to use it right now. And it's Berry, unselfish. The dish to Skylar Jones. Pierre back the other way will launch a 3. That won't drop. Samuels touched it last, and the Louisville Cardinals are going to leave Raleigh still perfect in the ACC.
As disruptive as this building was, Jeff Wall's team showed the toughness down the stretch. What an incredible race in the ACC. Staying undefeated.
88-80 the final, and what an incredible performance by the sophomore Imari Berry. A career-high 33 points. She added 12 rebounds and a couple of assists. She scored the final 5 in regulation.